Good afternoon, good evening, uh, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome back to Partickhil Station. I hope you can hear me. It's one of these things where I haven't done a live one for a while, and it might not be perfect, but we're going to go ahead with it. So just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, Robin Grace, thanks for dropping by. I won't be on here long. I just thought I'd get in here and do a live one, albeit short, just to keep my hand in because it's been a very busy summer so far. My daughter got married, and that was a big event, a 2-day thing, and we had lots of people around here, so things are very busy. And I try to make up by dropping in a few shorts about what I've been doing here. Now, I know not everybody likes the shorts, but it's an easy way to keep in contact. Yeah, hi, Brian. Andy, you're first in. That's great. Good to see you. And yeah, I was in for a short visit there while I was trying to get this set up. And I couldn't find my earplugs. So you may get a little bit of an echo. And it was a busy day. I had to go downtown Toronto, which took me an hour and a half this morning. So it's about a 30-minute drive or 35-minute drive to the end of the subway line. And if you know Toronto, the subway line runs straight up and down Yonge Street. And then there's a major line that runs east and west. So I had to get down to that east-west line and then go west for a few stations. Anyway, I got down there, did what I needed to do, and then back up here. So it was pretty busy. Hey, Clive, good to see you. What did you get in the mail today? Anyway, just give you a quick update on some of the things that I've been up to around here. Just pull this camera out for a second, and there's the Caledonian Railway single. This is the second one that I bought. The first one I was having problems with it and decided I would sell it because I couldn't get it to go through the points. And you may have heard this story, so excuse me. And then, of course, Double O Bill got his hands on one and realised that if he removed the magnet for the magnesium, and this is a Triang one that I've got with the dull blue paint or the matte coloured paint. Anyway, he managed to get it to run freely, but he also added in additional pickups. That's what I've yet to do. But I think what I'll do is I've got these lead weights, which are used for balancing the car wheels, and I'll use them in place of the magnet. I've tried pulling 3 coaches, and it's run quite well. And if you hit that sweet spot, you're able to get through those points. But it just needs a little bit of TLC. But I'm glad I bought this one, and I got a super deal on it from a guy around Toronto. So what else has been going on? So you saw the corridor enclosures that I had installed. Now, They're there. It's like an accordion thing. These ones I bought on eBay. They've been cut to the right size for the coach end. The one that I've got on the coach that I did the tutorial on, it's not exactly correct. It wasn't accurate when I cut out the shape, but these ones are, and they're very effective and cheap, and you know, never mind the gap. Like this is close the gap, so you can either make your own via the tutorial that I put up, and you can get the free download from Easy Designs or whatever the name was. So that's a pretty good little exercise to go through, cheap, and it gets the job done. There's Simon. Yeah, it really is. I'll give you another look at that because it really is a beautiful little local. I can't have it running right now because there's stuff on the track, but yeah, it's a beautiful little local. Very unique, and as I say, if you get it running through those points, it's a great addition to your model railway. So the other project you may have seen is my tenement building that I've been working on using plastic card. Now the mistake that I did was I selected this rather thick plastic card. It might be 2 millimeters. 1 millimeter would have sufficed. I was just thinking about how strong and sturdy it would be. So I opted for this thickness. But then trying to cut those openings out was a real chore. And I ended up doing what Boomer suggested, and that was drill holes around the perimeter of the openings and then cut them out. Now that would have been okay if it was maybe 1 millimeter or less, but in this case, because it's very difficult to cut with these knives. So what I did was I got a wood chisel and a hammer, and I went out to the garage and got the workbench out and just hammered away at it, and I managed to get them all out. Now the second phase will be to get in and file them down. Now I've got a Dremel here, but I'm a little bit reluctant to use it. Maybe do a test on it because I don't want to have any undercuts around the opening, and you know it's very easy to do that if you're not careful. And this is the gable end, but what I'll do is I'll cut this in half right down the middle, and that will make up the low profile tenement building, and then I can put a few of them around the layout. And once I get that finished, I will I'll make another couple, and I have this other material. I can't remember the name of it. It's kind of a foam card Copex or something like that. It's softer, easier to cut, and I'll try that also, and maybe do one with a serial package. So I'm not really sure what we'll do. See who else is in here. Anyway, so that's the other thing that's been going on. I'm just bobbing about from little project to little project, and here I'm trying to fill up at the tunnel, getting some cabling in there, and there's some of my 3D printed relay boxes. So getting to the project that I started the other day. Oh, give me a second here to fix this. So I wanted to fill that gap, and I was thinking of using the arches, but a few of you pointed out, yeah, it won't look very good once you get into the corner there, which is very true. And then I thought, okay, I'll put it out there. Should I use the arches, or should I do another cutting similar to this? And overwhelmingly, you suggested that you should use the cutting. So what I've done is I've taken some of the pink foam board, just as I've done with these, and glued them together, chopped them up a bit, and I've already started layering it. Just jump in here for a second. So layering it, and all I've done is I've used craft acrylics that I get at the dollar store, and I've just been going over it just like so. That there's no, you don't need to be perfect with this, and you don't need to be an artist. Like, it's really very simple, and I'm just using greys and greens and black, just to get it mixed up. And you know what color of rocks rocks are all kinds of colors depending on the part of the country that you're in. So just dab some white in there, and then I'll go back over it with another color, because as I say, you can have a light coloured area, a dark coloured area, and where you've made the cuttings themselves, they'll be different colours. As you see, it all blends in. Now, here is a small piece. Yeah, get it in camera. You see where the cuttings are showing through. So I've already cut this up so that there are cuttings there, but I'll make them more prominent. But you can see how effective that is from basically a bit of foam and some paint. So look, there's nothing new about this, and you've probably all done it, and you have your own examples of it. This is just the way that I've done it. And you know, if you've got a better way of doing it, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. But it's very effective, and you know, with the layers, get a little bit of green in there. With the layers mixing in, it becomes more natural. Anyway, it's about 26, 27 degrees here. You know, now we're in August, every day is the same, more or less. However, we did have a couple of days of rain, which was great for the garden. But every day is in the mid-20s, high 20s. with the odd days in the 30s. So that's a nice thing about living here. You can plan weekends, you can plan barbecues, you can have guests over, you can go up to the lake at the weekend, do all that kind of stuff, because you know you're always going to have nice weather. So once I've got this layered out and I'm happy with how it looks, and I've got the cuttings more defined, I'll start adding some cover, and probably what I'll do is I've got some green blend here that I'll use just to give it a base cover, and then on top of that I'll start putting in what is it? It doesn't really say it's in Ashland Naturals. I got this at Michael's. Michael's is the art and craft store. You know, it was maybe $9 or something for a bag. And, you know, if you look, here, let me just get this out of the way for a second, and I'll switch that round. Yeah, so if you look here, you can see there are some of those natural foliage bushes, and then, you know, there's a small tree that I made up, very simple. I've got some static grass in here, and then I've covered it with other ground cover, leaves and whatever else I could find. And, you know, I've got a container of this Scottish type of ballast, which adds to the flavour of the layout, and it's quite appealing to have the different colour ballast here. So that's how I will progress through finishing this. Now I'll just stick it back in there for the moment, and you can see it makes a nice addition. Yeah, it makes a nice addition there to basically two main cuttings, or three, whatever perspective you want to have on it. Now you saw trees that I've made, and there's different varieties. There's that type, and then over here we've got these larger ones. Now those I took from the garden. As you can see, there's that's the flower that I pulled from the garden, and then I added foliage, different types, different sizes, just to get effect. So I've been working on Aberdonian granite. Well, no, it's kind of a rusty orange colour, and I'm not exactly 100% sure where it was excavated from, but it's very common around all the stations that I've been in. yeah, as I said, I wasn't really prepared for this, but I appreciate getting the opportunity to jump in like this and get a live session up and going, and so that you don't all forget me as if I've disappeared off the end of the platform, which isn't true. And I've been working on some of the locos, trying to get them fixed up. The black fives, I've got a couple of black fives, and this one here, it's got that Mazak rot, and I'd like to try and find a replacement tender frame for that. I managed to clean up this Fleischmann type motor, and it runs really well. And I also picked up a couple of those motors at a model railway swap meet. The guy who runs the BRMNA club up in Ottawa was offloading most of his collection, and I had looked through it, and I found those. I found two of them, and I thought they would be great because it's very difficult to get those little brass caps that retain the spring for the brushes. So I got two for $15. Right? I couldn't believe it. So he was happy just to get rid of them. So the other thing is, this is my shuttle. Now, I've been working on it on and off, and it's all ready just to be finally wired. And then I can have it running, hopefully. In this one, you have to put a sensor here at that end, and then it runs all the way around. You get a couple of wires in the middle. It comes all the way around this end into the station here. Where there is another sensor. And then that gets wired all the way back round here to this point. There may have been a simpler way of doing that, but I'm not an electrician. I just tried to follow what they were showing on the details and the instructions, and yeah, hopefully I'll get that. And Tom Houston, I thank Tom for helping out with some of the challenges and questions that I had trying to do this. When are you going to fix the ceiling? Yeah, very good. Wait a minute. There it's fixed. How's that? Actually, the panel is up there, and there's a valve there. And what we do is, in the winter, I turn the water off there, because outside is a hose to the garden in the backyard. So I just never get back round to putting it back in there, but it is up there. And I tell you what, I promise, I swear to God, that I will get that fixed before the next broadcast that I do. But good eye. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, trust you, Timber. Yeah, Flymo will be used to spark the ballast left on the closed line out of town. Not so wise, considering. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, I'm getting pretty close to signing off. As I say, I just wanted to get in there and say hi and do a quick broadcast, give you an idea of what I was trying to do around here. And Oh, one other thing, it's I'm building a bridge there. Let's just see. So I added in these beams below the plate girder to give it a bit of extra depth and strength, and then I weathered it up, added in a couple of pipes there for service, and the whole idea is that it go from here over to there, but that's yet to be done. And I think we're kind of getting close to signing off, because I don't want to stamp on anybody's toes or rain on their parade, that type of stuff. I'll continue trying to finish this, so hopefully the next time we see you, it will be added into the layout, and you can see my handiwork, and you can give me your opinion on how things were going. So look, thank you all very much for taking the time to drop by, and I'll put that opening out of sight, and really appreciate it, because I know that there's lots of channels out there that you could spend your time on, and I try to do that and leave comments wherever I can for great work that I've seen out there. So yeah, okay, so I'm just going to sign off at that, lads. Thank you very much for dropping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.